Today marks the first day where you and I have a conversation about something and record it, share it with the public, see what they think.
Yep.
So we have this camera with both of us on the same camera.
Mm-hmm.
We have camera 2 like we had last week, which is just me talking to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's me on the camera. And then we have camera 3 now, which is Aimee on the camera.
Hi.
Isn't that nice? Look at that. That looks good. I'll try my best to switch back and forth. So for now, I'm going to leave it on this one. I'm going to read for you a post because it's stuff that we talk about.
Yep.
And it's interesting when you hear other people, especially very smart other people. Like this was a post. So this was a post from Eric Weinstein. This is a more sophisticated way to enter the conversation. What matters is the subject matter, not really who said it, but I'm throwing that out there so we know who it is.
Okay.
This is Eric Weinstein's post yesterday. This is what he said. I have to be honest with myself. I've been studying and theorizing about immigration for a little less than 40 years, and I have never seen any population enthusiastically welcoming it. It is always force-fed to even the most xenophilic populations in my experience. But by whom? Now, xenophilic is a term that means like you're somebody who is pro-immigration. Like you support immigration. You think it's great. Okay. You're xenophilic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think that's how you pronounce that. Then further to his own post, he followed up and said, there are sky-high immigration numbers everywhere that are universally hated. Am I wrong? I say this as someone who wants modest levels of immigration. It's like every country is being poisoned by zealous immigration that has zero broad-based popular support. I don't get it. Who the hell is driving this excess and why? Everybody hates it, especially us xenophiles. So especially people that are even pro-immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Can anyone really explain this? I'm supposed to be an expert on this, and I just totally don't get it. Where is it coming from? No easy answers, please. I've heard them all. Thanks. So when I read a post like that, like in this case, I'm reading this post and I'm thinking, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about this, and I've talked about this a number of times. I've talked about it here on this show. I've talked with other people on this show. I've ranted about it. You and I talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the sentiment, like I agree. It's like, who is doing this? Like, who is it? Nobody wants this. I've never met anybody. I've never met anybody in my life who said, yeah, what we need here is more mass immigration, just rampant, out of control immigration. Nobody wants that.
No. But when you ask people or you bring up the topic, they're like, immigration is good. And then if you ask, why do you think that? It's just good, right? It's kind of like, that's what we've been told. So that's our basic, it's just good for us.
Yeah, I know. That's what people
right?
say. That's what, let me get back to the camera here. I see this is the part about switching. I screwed that up already, but yes, generally speaking, if you talk to anyone that we run into in regular life,
mm-hmm.
they would be somewhere on the spectrum of okay with immigration, either okay with it or
and
fully
nervous
support
to appear racist, because that's if you say anything against immigration.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, that's correct. But what I'm saying is, nobody, like I've never met anybody that's 100% absolutely anti-immigration. We don't want any immigration.
No.
Right?
No.
But I've also never met anyone who said, yes, open the floodgates, bring them all in from everywhere, no matter what, who cares? Mass immigration, out of control, let's do it. So nobody wants that.
No.
But that's what we're doing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I see someone like Eric Weinstein, who is a very smart guy, well-respected in the academic world, and who basically, he's actually literally devoted a significant portion of his life studying immigration and lecturing about it and talking about it and so on. So he
knows his stuff.
Yeah, he's very aware and he's right. This is what my response essentially is. Okay. Now I'm going to read it because I can't memorize this. Okay.
Okay.
Eric Weinstein is one of the smartest guys out there, smarter than me. And that's saying something. And yet, even he is asking the question so many of us are screaming in our heads, who is actually driving this mass immigration agenda? Everybody hates it. Even people like Eric who admit to being xenophiles, right? Mm-hmm. So even people who admit to being pro-immigration are not supportive of this Western world immigration that we are experiencing here in Canada, of course, like crazy, but everywhere in the Western world, right?
Yes.
Nobody voted for it, nobody wants it, and yet it keeps happening everywhere all at once. I think about this all the time, and here's what gets me. It's not just about why. I actually don't really care for the moment about what the why is, right? Like the why could be money, global power, or just some backroom, kind of guys doing deals. Hey, we'll let a bunch of immigrants in and you give me some money. But it could be any of those things, right? Mm-hmm. So forget about the why, because the why would come later. The real question is who?
Yeah.
Who specifically is not just allowing this to happen, but making it happen, right? Who specifically is giving the orders?
It's scary that nobody knows, even experts.
That's right. Like, who is enabling it? Who is signing off? If 1 million people are let in, who puts pen to paper? Who told the border agent to wave them through? Who told the bureaucrat to issue the visa? Who decided what the quota is? Mm-hmm. If you put me in charge as CEO of this country, I wouldn't walk around pretending to know everything. Just like a new CEO doesn't know every detail of the business on day one, but I'd know where to start. I'd pull the thread. I'd start at the lowest guy on the totem pole. I'd start with the lowest guy, stamping approvals. Ask him who told him to do it. Then climb the ladder step by step until I get to the one person who acted without being told. That's the person who made the decision, and that's where the accountability lies. Mm-hmm. So you literally start with the border agents, with the immigration agents that work for the country. Mm-hmm. You pull out these files that they're stamping people through, and they're doing 0 background checks, 0 criminal record checks. They're giving student visas to people who never go to school, right? Find these hundreds of thousands of immigration paperwork documents, instances of people who have been put through, and start with the person who literally stamped the approval. And that person's going to say, well, it's not my fault. I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm told to check and make sure these things, and if those things are there, stamp it. Okay, great. Who's your manager, or who told you to do that? Oh, well, that would be this guy. Go see him. Mm-hmm. Okay, man. So you told this person or all these people in this department, just approve everyone, right? Or whatever it is that they're doing. I don't even know if it's at this point, if there's any approval even happening. I think it's just like it's just mayhem. But what blows my mind is also not just who's doing it, but why do we tolerate it? And why do we tolerate being left in the dark? Why is any of this a secret? Why do we not know, down to the name and signature, who is approving and enforcing these policies? In business, shareholders would riot if management withheld this kind of information. In government, everybody just shrugs and we get gaslit into thinking it's normal.
Or that we're racist for questioning it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Eric and Weinstein is correct. This isn't organic and it isn't democratic. It's force-fed everywhere, universally hated, and completely unaccountable. And until someone has the guts to trace it to the top, name names, show receipts, we're all just watching the culture we built get hollowed out while being told we're crazy for noticing, or racist for noticing, yep, or a bigot for noticing, exactly, or whatever you want to call people. But the reality is that there's no denying that it's happening. Mm-hmm. And literally nobody takes responsibility for it.
No.
There's no one anywhere at any level of our government, no one in any politicians, nowhere that says, yes, I'm for this mass immigration that we're experiencing. I'm all for this. I'm the one that's enabling it or promoting it or whatever. Nobody does that.
I see a lot of people posting, like personal people posting online. There would be, they'll show how different things look because now the demographics have changed so much in their own cities or places. And they'll post a video and say, this used to be, or whatever, just whatever comment they make. It doesn't really matter. It's just saying what's happening here. And then the comments are filled with people saying you're racist and whatever. But there is a change here that we have to acknowledge. You're right. Because
it's crazy and to not acknowledge it.
It's weird for when you do bring it up, the first thing people just start throwing hate at you.
Yes.
Like we're not supposed to question this.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes. Like if I said, just made a general comment, but I said, listen, there are way too many immigrants in this country. Way too many immigrants coming into this country. Well, that, you could call it a matter of opinion, but that's the fact of the matter. There are way too many. There are entire political parties, like for instance, the Conservative Party now, they're very much not only aware of that, but it's part of what they talk about, right? So yes, there's far too much immigration going on. And the people moving here are not coming from Britain or Sweden
Their
or
lifestyle
America.
is different. The way they interact in the public is different. The way they do
Yes,
things
it's an
is different.
entirely...
Yeah, they have a different culture, which is fine. But when they come in such great numbers, it's disrupting.
Yeah,
Because they clash.
That's right.
Because you don't have time to create relationships and for them to adjust.
Oh, that ship has long since sailed. They're not interested in creating relationships or becoming part of the culture. Like, I mean, of course there are some, but it used to be everyone, and now it's like that nobody's doing that.
So it's all the Western countries that this is happening to?
Unless they are actively not allowing it to happen, like Poland or Hungary.
Yeah.
Like Hungary is paying... I have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty confident that this is the number that Hungary is part of the EU, and not allowing immigration is like in violation of the EU laws. So Hungary is paying $1 million a day or something in fines, $1 million a day to not allow immigration. And for them, that they know that is still saving them money. And here in this country, we would be the same way. If there was, not that we would have to pay any fines because we're not part of the EU, but they're trying to make us part of the EU. The Liberals would like us to be part of the EU. Carney wants that to happen. This is like our governments are actively flooding our country with immigration, unhealthy levels of immigration that are causing all of these problems that we're facing. And people like to argue and say, oh, these problems aren't because of immigration. Yes, they are. Yes, they absolutely are. Like, for instance, well, there's no denying that bringing in millions of people is going to strain your healthcare system, for starters. That's just ignorant. If you think that bringing in millions of immigrants,
to already
millions of people,
system.
period. You don't have to call them immigrants. You call just people. If you are under the impression that, like, if you think bringing in millions more people and then putting them all in the same system, the same healthcare system, if you think that's not going to negatively impact the service provided and create longer wait times and all these things, then that's crazy. You're not even doing the math.
No, and it happened because the wait times are...
Yes, it's insane. That's why nobody has a family doctor, and it takes months to do something that, if you're lucky, do something that should take days to get an appointment for if you were paying for it. If it was private healthcare. Right?
Now, if you hurt yourself and it's one of those things, should I go or not? It's like, no, I'm not going, because I'm not sitting there all day long and then you can't stay anymore.
It's like when I had to go get this CT scan a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah.
So you got to get a scan. Your doctor sends a referral or whatever they call it. And then they say, okay, it's going to be 6 or 8 months. And then 6 months go by and you check on it. And it's like, oh no, it's going to be a couple more months. Just hang tight. You should hear from somebody. And then it's 8 months. And anyway, long story short,
over
months
a year.
and months and months.
It was over a year before you got an appointment.
Yeah, over a year. Then when I get in there on the day of the appointment, I had a 4 o'clock appointment. So the day finally comes. I have a 4 o'clock appointment. We go in there to do our thing. It says show up 15 minutes early. We're there 15 minutes early. We check in. I sit in the waiting room for what? Another minute?
Yeah,
maybe 2?
Maybe, yeah.
Out comes the technician, the nurse, whoever that was. I don't remember. In I go. I'm in. They give me a little shot in the arm with some kind of whatever it is that they give you. They give it a minute to...
mystery juice.
Yeah, some kind of mystery. Probably gave me another booster shot.
You got some COVID vaccine
again.
We got you with another one.
Yeah. And then so again, maybe another 2 or 3 minutes. Then she goes, okay, we're ready for you. Follow me. You go down the hall. You go in the door. You lay on a little bed. They suck you into the machine.
Yeah.
That takes a minute. They turn the lights on. Okay, you're all done. See you later. Wow. Okay, great. Thanks. You walk out of there. You and I walk out. We get back in the truck and it's like 10 minutes after 4.
Yes.
I had a 4 o'clock appointment 10 minutes later, although in fairness, we went early.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes after my appointment time, I was done.
Yeah.
But it's worse than that. I mean, that's good. People are like, well, what are you complaining about? But that's not my point. My point is that it took over a year to get there.
The appointment.
Because they say it takes so long to get it done.
It was over a year to
wow.
get the appointment, and then you had to wait for the appointment. Which
That's correct.
was
Yeah, I guess it was probably more like a year and a half almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my point, I'm not complaining about how long it took there for the procedure. I'm saying that was fantastic. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, what? The efficiency there was excellent.
Yeah. There was nobody in the waiting room.
No, that's the other thing. When we went into the regular waiting room area,
Mm-hmm.
we were only there for a couple of minutes, and there was only like one other guy waiting there in the waiting room.
Yeah.
And then I go in and do my thing. I come back out. He's gone. There's like one other person there again. And so my point is, why is it taking a year and a half to get that appointment, to get that procedure that took 15 minutes?
So anyway, we can go back to what we were initially talking about was the immigration,
Well, yeah,
which
I mean,
causes
we
the
were-
healthcare strain.
Yeah, we were originally talking about immigration, but then we got off on the healthcare thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the point is, the point of all that when I was talking about Weinstein's post and then what I said, and it's not, my point wasn't that like I had some profound response to it. It's just that everybody sees this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sees it happening. Even people who are pro-immigration and have researched it and studied it, and it's like their life.
Mm-hmm.
Even those people are looking around like, who is doing this, right?
And why?
And why are they doing it?
Because it's not having a great effect on anything for Canadians. Do you know what I mean? It's not improving Canadians' lives to flood our system so much that we can't even
No, it
live-
doesn't improve our lives at all.
Our life,
it doesn't do
our quality
anything.
of life is going down.
Yes.
Yeah.
The quality of life, the quality of everything in this country is deteriorating. And I'm not saying it's because of the people who are coming here.
No.
I'm saying it's
We're not
because
saying that at
of
all.
too many people coming here. It's not tied to them as individuals, like specifically.
No.
They're coming here because if you know,
I don't fault them at all. If you know what I mean?
No,
Their situation,
they're coming here for a
yes,
better life.
yes,
Obviously, that's
yeah,
why they're moving here.
Yeah. It's the people that are making these decisions at the detriment of Canadians.
But that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
The people who are moving here for a better, they're choosing to move here, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that because they think here is better than where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we allow here to be turned into where they're coming from? That is insane.
Yep.
And that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because some of them are trying to turn here into where they're coming from, but not all of them, because I've seen lots of people on social media and different podcasts who are people who have immigrated to this country.
Mm-hmm.
Like say they came here from India 10 years ago, for argument's sake, wherever it is, doesn't matter. I've seen people posting things where they're saying, I moved to Canada to get away from all that. And now what is going on here?
Yeah.
What do you people, it's like, what do you guys think is going to happen if you take everything from where you came from and you bring it here and you make here like there?
Well, people don't come over and assimilate anymore. They don't come over and have that period of time where they adjust and they're brought into our cultures and stuff so that they can come in and into the communities and not disrupt anything because, you know, they still keep their beliefs and everything, but they're living like Canadians live. That's why they came here. But here, there's so many come and they all would congregate in whatever places because that's just naturally what happens, right? Then it just stays the same because they're not immersed in the Canadian culture. They're still living their culture.
That's right. This is what happens when you have a government and politicians, and specifically the Liberal Party, Trudeau and all these. Like Trudeau was the guy that said Canada is going to become the first post-national state. In other words, it's going to be, there is no Canada. Like what is that? There is no culture. Yeah. And you see that in the media. You see people say that. Like
people say that all the
time. There's no Canadian
Yeah.
culture. What is that even? It's just, right?
That's sad.
Yeah, it's also bullshit.
Yes.
It's complete bullshit. That's the people who say that say it to try to be dismissive of your concerns.
Mm-hmm.
But that's bullshit. I didn't say I don't want other people here. There were other people here when we grew up as well.
Yeah.
But our culture wasn't shifting as a result.
And we
right?
weren't told we have no culture and we can't celebrate any of our traditions in
That's
the
right.
schools, but the people coming in are allowed to.
That's right.
So it's
exactly
insulting.
Exactly.
It is insulting.
It is insulting.
Yeah.
It's infuriating is what it is. And it's an actual attack. But that's the whole point. Like who is enabling it? Who is behind it?
Yep.
Who's enabling it? And so what I'm saying is I'm no politician and I'm no Eric Weinstein with a PhD from Harvard or, in a physics degree and all this time spent. I didn't even know what a xenophile was. I had to look it up.
Well,
I was like, this guy's a xenophile?
I just pretended I knew when you talked about it.
I was like, man, I'm not anything that ends in file. So I had to look that thing up and I'm like, what? I actually asked ChatGPT, I'm like, what's a xenophile? And they're like, oh, it's somebody who is pro-immigration. I'm all for immigration if it is in, I have one condition, but it has to be met. I am for immigration if it is to the benefit of the people who already live here. That's it. If it is not, then the answer is no. If you can't make a logical, rational case for that person moving here because it will be to the benefit of the people already living here in this country, then the answer is no. They can come visit. They can come get an education, but then they got to go. Right? And then after they have their education, now if they say, look, I have a job offer. Now I can be here and be a citizen and pay taxes and so on. Great. Well, now you are bringing benefit. So welcome to the country.
Yep.
That's how visas should work. That's how immigration should work. Only if it is in the best interest of the country. Right?
Yes.
Now people will say, oh, well, you're a nationalist. Well, yes, I'm a nationalist. I believe that we should be, every country every country is like that. The only countries that aren't nationalists are Western countries, European countries, right? Western civilization. America is more nationalist than any of them, right? But they still aren't super nationalist like you would think. They're not like Poland or Hungary.
Sometimes the truth hurts, but you got to hear it every once in a while so you can grow.
And some of it's not even like, some of it has nothing to do with, when you look around the world and the things we talk about, we're not even talking necessarily about big ticket items like immigration and healthcare and so on. Just think about the story that, again, we won't mention names, but just think about this weekend, the conversation we're having with a veteran fire chief.
Yep.
Okay. And not just a guy that's a fire chief, not like the old jolly fire chief guy with a mustache and a big beer belly on him. Yeah. No. This is like, if your house catches on fire and you're inside, this is the dude you want showing up, right?
Yes.
You want him in charge and or coming to get you. Like he's the guy.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
He's saving you.
Yes.
100%.
So this isn't like just some guy that went through the fire department world, kind of
he's old school.
Just doing his thing. Yeah. He's the guy, man. If your shit's on fire, you want him there. But he's telling us, and he's been telling us for years, these instances where we now have, again, this is government now. All of this stuff is government when it happens. Any of this enabling happens through the government, right? Whether it's immigration, police, fire, healthcare, education, it's all government. So we know the problem lies within the government or it lies within whoever is controlling whoever within the government, right? But this other example has nothing to do with immigration, but it's a similar thing where logic and reason is out the window.
Yep.
And now you have people becoming firefighters who are physically unable to do the job. They physically cannot do it. They physically do not have the strength to carry the ladder by themselves. They physically do not have the strength to put the gear on and get dressed and then manage to climb stairs. So as he was saying, what happens is when those people, even one of them is on the truck and it's a job that, or not a job, but let's say it's a situation where you'd send two trucks. If one of those people are working and they're on truck number one, well, like he said, now he's going to send 3 trucks because the truck that person is on is, if anything, a liability, but it's no use to us because those people are now one man short. One person short.
So in the name of equality.
DEI, in the name of
DEI,
diversity, equity, inclusion. Everybody's
safety of the
lives in
public
this
is
country
yes.
are at risk.
Yeah.
Yes. Including the firefighters, especially the firefighters.
Because that gear is heavy, right? The gear that they wear.
Yeah, it's like, it's, I think he said it's like somewhere between 80 and 100 pounds of gear by the time you get all this stuff on. When you're like,
that's a lot of weight. I could not wear that and save
but you couldn't
somebody.
be a firefighter.
No.
If you said to me, I want to be a firefighter, I would say no. If 20 years ago you said, I'm going to be a firefighter is my dream.
Yeah.
And I would have said, baby, you need to go back to sleep. You need a new dream. It's never going to happen.
But even if I wanted to be a firefighter, I would have enough sense to be like, well, I can't save anybody. I would be putting people at danger because I am not suited for that, even though I know I can. If I wanted to right now, I could be like, I want to be a firefighter.
Yeah, they'd hire you.
A middle-aged woman.
Yeah, they'd hire you.
Right?
I was talking to somebody else whose name I won't mention yesterday.
Yeah.
And he has a family member who became a firefighter at the age of 60. She is like 65 years old now, still working in the fire department as a firefighter that she started being when she was 60 years old. She had nothing to do with firefighting before that. Like she had like an office job. And then at age 60,
that just seems an interesting choice to make at that age in general, and also why at that age, why?
Yeah. And also I want firefighters to have like mandatory retirement at 60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't want 60-year-old firefighters. First of all, they've paid their dues. If somebody worked in the fire department until age 60, let that person retire. Right? That's
It's
decades
time.
of
It's
dangerous
time, yeah.
work, saving lives.
But at
time to
a
retire.
certain
But going
time,
in at 60?
Yeah. At a certain age, you'd want to before you hurt yourself, and then you can't enjoy your retirement.
Yes. And so my point there isn't to like attack this person's personal life choice. My point is, what are we doing here?
Yes, exactly.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why do we have people becoming firefighters who physically cannot do the job? And why do we have people becoming firefighters or any position like that was physically demanding? The reason he mentioned this story and told me about this is because he was at a family barbecue, and this family member of his, who is now a firefighter, has been a firefighter for 4 years. He hadn't seen her for a while, and she was like out of breath walking from her car up the driveway to the house. And he's like, aren't you a firefighter?
Yes.
I don't think that went over well at the barbecue, but I feel him. I saw something yesterday where somebody said something about the Pride Parade. There was like a Pride this weekend. There was a Pride Parade in Toronto or Ottawa or something. And it's like the Pride Parade ran into the Palestinian protesters, and they had a big like standoff, and it took a couple hours, and then eventually they just canceled the parade.
Okay.
And there was people standing there holding signs that said "Queers for Palestine." So it's like, okay, so the Pride people, the irony there is, I think the Pride people fully support the Palestinian people, but the Palestinian protesters don't support the Pride people, but they don't get it.
No.
Right?
They don't get it.
Fundamentally, the people behind this group, the Palestinian group, they definitely do not support the Pride group. Okay? Like, not even close. That whole dynamic is insane. But the irony is, both of those groups are on the left.
Yeah.
Both of those groups, that's like watching the left eat itself.
Yes.
It's like, what? You guys are so stupid that you're literally fighting with each other. That would be like, that would actually be the equivalent of if the Canada Day parade was coming down the streets of Toronto and it ran into the trucker protest.
Yeah.
If you could imagine the trucker protest being mobile, because these Palestinian protester people, it's every day.
Yes.
In these big cities. So they're out there. So imagine like a trucker protest that just never ends, but somehow everyone's okay with it. The government's okay with it. They're not getting trampled by horses or having their bank accounts frozen. And it's going on every day. They're blocking streets. They're canceling parades. They're cheering outside of people's houses. They're going to politicians' houses, waving flags and screeching hateful things at people. The truckers didn't do that. But imagine the Canada Day parade, all red and white, music playing, Bryan Adams, coming down Toronto, somewhere down the street of Ottawa. And the trucker protest, and they meet up. What would happen there is they would both be considered teams on the right. They would both be considered groups that would identify with the right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If those two groups will run into each other, that's going to be a hell of a parade. That's going to be a party now.
Yes.
Now they're coming together. Let's do this. They're going to have, now you're going to have more music and more party and more Canadian flags waving. And now you got it going on. But this example, you have the Pride Parade run into the Palestinian protesters, both on the same side politically. It just goes to show you how up the people are on the left. That just goes to show you how out of their minds they are. Everyone over on that side, they're so consumed with themselves and their beliefs and how they identify and all these outward things that don't even have anything to do with this country. Like the Palestinian people, for instance. What are you talking about? What does this have to do with our country? Why are you even here? This has nothing to do with Canada.
No.
There are conflicts going on all around the world at all times. Terrible things are happening around the world at all times. Why are you here? What is this about? Why are you bringing this up in Canada? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know why these people are being tolerated at all. This has nothing to do with us, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the rant we get into. Okay, so that was a pretty good little conversation. We were just having a conversation there. And moving forward, that's what we're going to do. Now, today I didn't do much switching around, but generally speaking, the way it should work is I should switch to me when I'm talking like this. And then I switch over here to Aimee when she's talking. And then she looks at me and we have a conversation.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that I have to remember to switch like this when I say something. And then you start talking. I go, okay, now you say something. And then it's like having a walkie-talkie. And I switch back like this. So for the most of this episode, we were out here wide like this. But when we watch this, just for our own purposes, because most people watching, and some people don't watch anyway, they just listen.
Yeah.
The people watching are like, dude, who cares, man? Nobody cares. Just rant. We like listening to you rant. Just swear. But it would look best, even if I get that mug out of there. But I think it does look best if we take the opportunity, or if I'll get used to it. It's going to take some doing. But I think it will be best if I just kind of pretend like this hand is not connected to me. It's like, this is the producer hand. And this is just watching. So but it's a bit weird to do that because part of me has to be talking, but also looking at you like, are you going to say something? See, I switched to get you to laugh.
Yeah, that's way too much to think about. Try and have a conversation. We need that.
If we get into something.
We need an auto switch.
Yeah, it looks like I'm getting an auto switch for Christmas. Is Christmas coming early? Is Christmas coming?
It's coming
Labor
tomorrow.
Day
It's coming tomorrow.
That would be better though.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet if I'm talking like this and then you say something and it flips over there to you.
I'm saying something.
And actually, I bet you we could program it that if it's picking up multiple things, it just flips out here to this and it shows, like if we're talking over each other, which we're going to do all the time, like, we're just engaged in a conversation and you say yes, or we laugh or whatever it is. And it flips out here, both of us, we could probably film it probably playing it that way.
Yeah.
And then if we've been talking like this and we're both talking, and then I start talking a little more, it'll recognize, okay, the other voice has disappeared. Now I'll flip over to him, and that technology better exist. If that doesn't exist, I'm going to be patenting that.
I feel like it has to.
That has to exist. Yeah. It's got to be a way you can program that. Probably. Okay, so yeah, that was a good episode. Hopefully this lighting and everything looks good. You look good though. I can already tell you look good.
You'd say that anyway.
I'd watch your podcast. I would definitely watch your podcast. Okay, to anybody listening, thanks for listening. That's the first episode where you and I just tried to have some conversation.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we started with, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah. We just rolled. Maybe let's just stick with this for a while at least so our son moves out so we don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I never thought about that. We should probably wait till he's gone. He'd be like, oh my God, the last week I lived at home was the worst week of my life.
Yeah.
Sounded like heard elephants up above me all week.
His bedroom is directly below this room.
Yeah, that would be super annoying. Yeah. You're not allowed to visit somebody like on the hardwood floor like that.
Yeah. So when he moves out this weekend, he's going to be glad for I don't know. Is there less noise in residence? It's for like kids screaming.
But it would be this would be an annoying noise when he's
it's true.
Okay, everybody, thanks for listening. That's going to do it for this episode of Aimee and I. And this was good. We'll do it again next time. This is sort of what to expect from here on in, I guess, until we change our mind for the 100th time. But by the way, this angle, like the camera on us like this, definitely looks best. This camera angle on you right here, this looks good. I like this. When I see this, I'm like, man, we nailed this lighting. I think it looks nailed to me. You look nailed. That's the look you're going for.
Yeah.
The nailed wife. Okay. That's going to be it. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will talk to you on the next episode. See you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.